What's up, Virgos? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a new moon tarot reading for August 16th, 2023. It'll be at 23 degrees Leo. It'll be at 5:38 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the 12th mansion of the moon, known as Al-Sarfa. I'll put a little picture up here that'll give you an idea of what that mansion of the moon is. It's based on ancient Babylonian magic from a book called the Picatrix, one of the oldest grimoires there is. I actually have that book. It'll give you kind of a description and what it's all about. It's not the most favorable mansion of the moon. Of course, the moon won't be there for that long. I'm just giving you an idea of what mansion it will be in. It's good for an individual to change their looks in some way and to find marriage and, well, to grow crops, because that's what they did in ancient times. I imagine it'd be decent for creating something new, maybe outdoors even. It's depicted by a man fighting a dragon, so it's not exactly the best mansion of the moon, and it can be used to harm others, either break up their marriage or break their money. There's your card. But you don't want to be casting anything against anyone else when it comes to magical practices. But all magic in its current forms and its forms past are all based off of those ancient Babylonian practices and rituals. Let's see if we can focus here. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. Well, there we go. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Well, this is a spiritual reading for Virgo. I'll eventually make videos covering some of the ancient grimoires, some of the old magic, also some of the esoterics. I'll do some live stream, and I'll tie it all in with astrology, because it all is tied in with astrology. Everything, the oldest science for man is astrology. When we couldn't talk, when we were just grunting in caves, we were looking up at the stars and drawing them on the cave walls. So astrology is the most ancient science for humanity, for sure. Because in the very beginnings, we were always looking up in amazement at the stars and learning about them. So we've studied them for a long time. And it's evolved for a long time. And again, I hope to eventually get this channel monetized. My best viewed video, here we go. There you are, Virgo. My best viewed video as of right now is my last Virgo reading. So thank you all the Virgos that left comments, that subscribed. It was a pretty rough reading as far as heartbreak and recovery and heart attacks, death, all that stuff. And people were commenting saying, yeah, this stuff's happening to me. And it felt real specific. So it's kind of crazy that it blew up like that. But yeah, it's my most viewed video as of now, and I'm grateful for it. So heck yeah to all the Virgos. It looks like the heartbreak is still hanging around. So it may be tied in with some of the same Virgos that I was reading for last go round as far as the collective. Looks a little different this time. For what it's worth, it's saying balancing out spirituality and practicality. Virgos tend to be very practical from my experience, straight up. And, the sixth house is all about service, physical health, individual health, little fuzzy animals, things like that. Virgo's mission in life is service, like helping others. It's kind of what they're all about. It's what the sign of Virgo is about. This would be balancing money or balancing something in your life, juggling. Current situation looks around the home. I mean, you have the Queen of Pentacles here, which can represent Virgo for sure, male or female. You have the Ace of Swords, which is clarity, new beginning, generally truth of some sort coming in. Truth, this is in the household. So if you were in one of those situations with an inheritance, for some of the reason people I was reading for last time, it seemed to resonate with a few people. Or if it's a heartbreak you're recovering from, it could be something in the home, anything like that. Looks like you're going to get some kind of clarity on the situation. Question looks about the home life, really. Clarity in the home life. We'll get some clarifiers on it to get more specific. But here we go again. This looks like travel with heartbreak and the Chariot. There's movement here. After this heartbreak, there's movement forward. I mean, it looks like there's movement toward the heartbreak and after it. So if there was heartbreak, whether it be in a relationship or you lost someone whatever the situations in the world can break our hearts. There's a lot of terrible things going on in the world at any given time, sadly, but there's also good things, right? There's always good with the bad. You can't have the good without the bad. Yin and the yang, the good in the bad and the bad in the good. I mean, they're inseparable. It's a circle for a reason. It's a coin. It's two sides of the same coin. They're inseparable, the good with the bad. So whatever it is that's breaking your heart, you're moving forward, right? And that's what it's saying. You're going to keep moving forward. I mean, these are both cards of movement. So this is, the water's all wavy and rough on one side, but on the other side it's smooth, like you're heading to smoother shores. And that's what it's looking like. You're moving past heartbreak here. So if this is going in steps, and I did that reading a little more than a week ago, and it's saying balance your spirituality with your practicality. So if you are getting through heartbreak, you're probably doing prayer and meditation, but you also have to be practical, right? So it's saying do things in your daily life that make you feel better, whatever those things are, whatever enriches you in some way. It could be something as simple as walking in a garden or just taking a walk even. You'd be surprised how much walking in and of itself is even a type of meditation. Any type of ritualistic, well, everything in existence is ritualistic. The growing of a flower, everything is ritualistic. It's a ritual. When doesn't matter what it is, your skin cells shedding, that's a ritual too in your body. Everything is ritualized in a way. So that's why when people practice magic and things like that, it's ritual. Meditation is a type of ritual. And whatever that is for you that makes you feel better, it could be actual meditation. It could be just a walk. It could be exercise. It could be tending a garden, walking in a garden. Art in any way. Art is a great way to express feelings. Whether you're writing it down, doing like free verse poetry, just get it out in whatever way you can. Because a lot of times in art, you can turn stuff into something abstract and different, and it's easier to face it in that way, right? It's still the same feeling or maybe even the thoughts, but you've turned it into something else instead of just that logical narrative that it stays in your head that makes you feel bad. So if you can take it from that logical narrative, those words that are in your head or that way you define it that's been making you feel that way, and turn it into something else like artistic, even if it's like a really dark picture or a dark free verse poem, it's altered, so it's not in that same structure that it's been in that makes you feel bad, but it's out, right? Even though it took a new form. And it can be easier to get it out in that way. So if you are working through that, do that. Or even just talking with people can be good. Speaking is ritualistic, right? Depending on your language, specific diction, your vocabulary, all of that. But it looks like you're moving past it. You're moving forward. So whatever this heartbreak was in this situation, you're moving forward. From stormy seas to calm waters for sure. It looks like that it was a heartbreak and that it was sad in whatever way. But it definitely looks like the current path you're on is moving forward. This other path has judgment, which would be some kind of final judgment. Could be in like a court case, or like if it was like an inheritance or something. It could be a final judgment in that, or even your final judgment about something. And it definitely could be with money because you have the Knight of Pentacles here and you have the Page of Cups. It's an offer of some sort. It looks like they're offering each other something. Look at them. They're both offering. Right? And it's a judgment based off of something that's being offered. It's like you have to make a judgment about an offering. Someone's offering something to you in this other path, whether it be an opportunity for money or whether they have to offer you money for whatever reason, for whatever this heartbreak was. If there's a lawsuit involved or a will or anything like that, it being offered in a specific way. And then this also being condolences being offered, like emotional support being offered in a way. So if there was a heartbreak that you're moving past, and it's saying you got to make a final judgment on it, whatever's being offered to you, and you got to decide whether it's worth your time or if it's what's going to be practical for you or even better for you in your spiritual growth. And you could even say that this is practicality and spirituality in a way, like with the Moon card saying practicality and spirituality. This could be practicality with the Knight of Pentacles because it's all about Earth and being practical, and that's generally, Earth signs are generally very practical, including Virgo. And then the Ace of Cups, you could argue is spiritual. So you are trying to balance that out. And the judgment is saying you got to make a final judgment on how you will do that. The advice has got it's strong spiritual energy here for sure. And this could be some kind of spiritual reading. Because you have the Hierophant with the Hermit. And the there's some kind of offer here. Again, it's another offer with the cup. The Knight of Cups. Right? He's offering something to the Hermit. It's like you're trying to balance your emotions out about whatever this situation is, or whatever the heartbreak is. And you're going to have to go inside. And you're going to have to look inside. And that's where you're going to connect with the higher power, the architect, the boss. That's what a Hierophant does. And it could be you have to play the role of the Hierophant in this situation to find your balance and your spirituality. And it could be that a large entity of some sort, court, government, whatever, a school, a giant like institution like a school, is giving you some sort of information, or it's something about those things. If it is court, like I said, if it was, one person said someone had to pass, and they did actually have to go on 8/8 and sign for their inheritance, which is very specific. But and the fact that as few viewers as I have and as few subscribers as I have, it actually hitting with somebody finding my videos and that being the case, it blew my mind, because I even felt it was like real specific. I didn't feel like it really should have resonated, but I had to speak what the card said to me, right? And it looks like you might need to put your faith in the higher power, whatever that means to you, whatever your I don't like to use the word necessarily dogmatic or religious, because it's spirituality in and of itself is individualized regardless, right? If there is a single God and it all comes to a single point, right? If everything is within this giant universe, this moving entity that we call God, when you get to the very top, right? And if it is a single entity, it is a single perspective. That's why we have a single perspective. That's why we're I. That's why we're I. That's why we're I. It's a single perspective, right? I am. In God, in the Bible, the only time God's name was ever mentioned, when the burning bush told Moses, I am that I am, when Moses asked who it was. That's all. That's the only time it's recorded that God ever supposedly said their name or anything along those lines. You can take that for whatever you want, but if God is a single entity, when it comes to everything together, that's maybe why, as we are molded in the image of God, or microcosm, macrocosm, we have an individual or I experience, right? So religion in and of itself and spirituality within an individual is always going to be individualized. So it could be your own individual, it's going to be your own individual way of connecting with spirit and God. And it screams that you're going to have to go inside and figure it out. With the moon card being balance, spirituality, and practicality. If it is a heartbreak that you're moving on from, and last time that heartbreak was the situation, and you can't even make this up. You saw me shuffle, and the cards popped. You saw it yourself. It was in the middle, right? And now it's in the current path in front of you, moving forward or past it. So if I'm still connecting to those specific Virgos, that this played a role. And I think someone said that they had a heart attack, or somebody had a heart attack, or somebody said their son was going through heartbreak. It's moving through it now, right? I think if the mother was watching Virgo for her son, and they're moving forward, and it looks like it's Virgo in asking about their happy home after heartbreak, and wanting clarity on that. You can't even make up what the question is any clearer than that, and it's looking like that the answer to that is within yourself. The answer is inside. And, I'll always talk about integration, right? You can't block anything out. Anything that's negative and feels bad, you don't want to acknowledge it because it makes you feel bad. But the key to moving past it is actually to acknowledge it in the moment. It's going to be painful and it hurts. And that's why a lot of people don't want to do it. They like to block it out. And the more you block, you force it into your unconscious. The more you force into your unconscious, the more likely it's going to explode out of your unconscious into your conscious world. And it's not going to be pretty. But when it pops up and you think about it and acknowledge it, ask, why did I think that? Why did I feel that way? And talk it out within yourself. You at least acknowledged it and you gave it its place. And if you've acknowledged it, you're not forcing it or blocking it. And you tried to at least understand it so it has its place. It doesn't need to force its way back out because it's not pressurized anymore. It may come back again, but you just try to internalize it again and integrate it again and try to figure it out. And the more you do that, the less it's going to go up because it has its place. It's been given a place. Because it does exist in your psyche and in your emotions, so it has to be acknowledged. It can't be forced away. And it's saying that if you go within and you integrate and, ask God or whatever it is, whatever deity it is, whatever your spiritual, and if you're watching a tarot video, it's likely that you're involved somewhat in the spiritual practice or at least believe in a higher power. But if you don't, that's also fine. Maybe you only believe in astrology. That's also fine. I'm a heavy proponent of astrology myself. But find whatever that is in you that moves you, whatever that spiritual is that thing that connects you, to to the spirit world, but also be practical, integrate, and then in your daily life, do the things that make you feel better and make you feel happy. Whatever that means for you. Surround yourself with people that make you smile, make you laugh. And the outcome looks like all kind of balance, because we have temperance, Six of Pentacles, which is balance, Knight of Swords. You could be finding balance. I mean, it could be somebody communicating in a specific way, and you're trying to find balance within that, or having to communicate in a whatever this situation is. If it is something with like an inheritance or communication with an ex, if you had a heartbreak, you're trying to find balance in that communication. And it looks like you're going to find the balance in the communication. That's what the outcome is. Or it's saying, move quickly. Or it's quickly coming in. This type of balance. The give and the take. Having everything you need to manifest. This is also balance between the cups. Creating. This is balance, giving and taking. Six of Pentacles. This is fast-moving energy. Whether it be communication, intellectual, ideas. It could be that you have to balance your mind. And it looks like that's what's being asked here. It's saying balance spirituality and practicality, right? And your spirituality lives in you. And you don't really necessarily attach it to the mind. But if you study hermetics, if you study the Kybalion, I think is how it's pronounced, by the three initiates, which is Hermeticism. It is all about mental. The whole existence of creation in and of itself is mental. And that's the energy that we experience. That's that I that we experience. It's a thought, it's a perception, it's an I perception, right? So that's how we experience things. So everything is mental in a way. So spirituality can be tied into that as well. Even though I wouldn't say it's directly that, I would say it's more than that. It's within your feelings and everything. And it may even be behind the I in some way that we can't really perceive, not truly. I do believe we can perceive it. Many of us can. I think all of us really can if we really try. But we can only, when we're trying to intellectualize it or explain it, it's not so easy in words or in the mental plane, at least the way we use it, our mental faculties. But anyway, I digress. Looks like you're going to balance it out. You're going to balance out the spirituality. You're going to balance out the practical. You're going to balance out your mind and the way you're thinking about things. And I think it's all good. I truly do. I'm going to see what this heartbreak is real quick. Oh, right there. See if it's the same thing. Yeah, you got the Chariot again. So you're feeling stuck. You're feeling stuck about it. This heartbreak. Whoever's involved in this heartbreak. Whether it be an actual individual that passed, or whether it just be with a relationship, you are feeling stuck with indolence, right? That's what that card represents in this deck, the Eight of Cups. But you have the Ten of Cups right there beside it, and you have the Chariot again. So you're moving forward, right? You're going to feel fulfilled, and you're going to move forward. You feel stuck in it right now, but you're moving forward. The Chariot is saying, keep moving forward, and you're going to be fine. And it looks like that's what you're doing. Looks like you're moving forward. But it already wanted to stop. So I kind of want to see what that was. New path. Yeah, see, I think the current path is you're worried, see, because that's what it felt like the question was. Virgo, the card for Virgo, male or female, in the home, finding clarity on it. And so clarifying the question, it's like, how am I going to live my new journey after this heartbreak? Because you got the Fool there. But you also have worry. The Five of Pentacles in this deck is known as worry. And then the Seven of Swords is known as futility. So it feels hopeless, but it's not. Everything heals with time. No doubt about it. And you're going to be on a new path. And that's what it's saying. It's different, and it's new, and it's change. But I firmly believe that everything happens in our lives for a reason, to teach us something, one way or the other. We can choose to let it set us back, or we can choose for it to teach us and allow us to move forward. So it's your choice, forward or back. Either way, you're going to learn something, whether you like it or not. But if you want it to be progressive, or do you want it to be regressive? Now, it looks like you're moving forward, the path that you're on. This other path looks like it's saying, a final judgment on how to balance those things out, right? This one's saying move forward. And I think moving forward is the way. Just keep moving forward. Over here, it's like an offer, or it really just screams balancing out. It's making a final judgment about something being offered in some way. After the breakup, or after the divorce, or after the passing, or the situation that broke your heart, there's something being offered for somebody in some way. And again, it could be the practicality and spirituality with the Page of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. But it could be something that's being offered. Either way, it's each individual in this situation offering something. One may be offering money. The other one may be offering, amends in some way. Or it's both. Both of you doing both. Offering some kind of financial support after the heartbreak. And then also offering like condolences, or it could be people like at a funeral, like offering financial help and offering their condolences, anything like that. If it's anything like that, it could be, that's what it screams, because they're definitely both offering. And there's some kind of final judgment, and the final judgment can be the end. It's done and done. It can be an ending as well. It's the final judgment. That's the trumpet of Gabriel. Raising the dead in some ways. They're all in coffins, standing up out of a coffin. So it definitely could be a funeral, if that's the situation. So in funerals, if it's someone close to you that passed, if that's what it is, people are going to offer you their condolences, and they'll probably offer money in some way. Some people, or gifts in some way, and it could be that. Okay, I wanted to stop, so we definitely want to see what this over here is. And again, you could argue that this would be balancing spirituality and practicality with a Queen of Cups and a Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords would be the practical, and the Queen of Cups would be the spiritual. Hands down. And it's saying work on it. And the same within yourself, because this is where the Hermit and the Hierophant are. It's screaming that you need to, I think, prayers in order, meditation, however you connect, however it is that you separate from the self for whatever amount of time to get what message you need. Just ask. You'd be surprised how clear the answers will be. It's almost undeniable when you ask. If you're in true faith and true belief that you will get an answer. Make no mistake, you will. Probably will anyway, regardless of your faith, especially if you need it. The universe has a funny way of showing us the way. We got two of them. Another balance card. Go figure. Yeah. Oh, over here, you literally have 3 balance cards. And you can't make this up, man. Balance. It is adjustment. It is justice. It's balance. Again, the scales. If you can see it. I moved too much, I think. Wow. With more scales and balance. With more balance. I don't know what else to say. You can't make this up. Prince of Discs and the Four of Discs with it. It could be some offer of money coming in for some reason. There could be money attached to this for whatever reason. Like there's money. It could be a money attached. Sometimes when people pass, there's money there. Some kind of inheritance attached. There could be money attached. Even in a breakup, there could be, or a divorce, there can be money attached, right? And that's what the judgment will be. Either way, it's balance. And that's real practical energy with the Prince of Discs and the Four of Discs. That's practical energy, hands down. And it's like it could be a message coming into that. The give and the take. You got to figure out who gets what. The give and the take. But if it's heartbreak and it could just be like you're trying to figure out what the give and the take is in a relationship. If you split up, you're gonna figure out who keeps what. And if you had pets, I hate even having to hear about that. Like who keeps the dog, who keeps the cats. That's always terrible too. I'd have a hard time ever separating from my babies. I don't plan on ever divorcing if I can help it. If my wife can stand me. So far so good, I think. But yeah, Virgo, this looks like moving forward in balance. It's like all balance. Heartbreak can be tough. Change can be tough. And it can be really hard to balance things. So if you are going through some drastic change right now, some kind of heartbreak, something that upset you in some way, whatever that may be, you got to keep moving forward. And balance is the key. Balance all over the place in this reading. An insane amount. It's saying go with it. Go inside. your spiritual connection will be very powerful right now. It's important that you connect. Seeing the Hermit with the Hierophant, that's powerful energy. That's powerful energy to connect. Got Judgment there too. And there's so much, and Temperance. There's so much spiritual energy here. I think if you just have to tap into whatever that is to get yourself through it. And if you balance it out, balance out the spiritual and the practical, right? Balance out the material and the spiritual. That's basically what it's saying. And you can do that. Find time for each thing that you have to do. You're going to have to deal with whatever these practical steps are to get through whatever this heartbreak is. But don't lose connection to the spirit. Don't lose connection to what makes you happy, that makes you feel lifted up, that makes you feel connected. Because that's what spirituality is all about, is feeling connected. Just getting away from yourself, even just for a moment, and feeling the connection. Anyway, Virgo, that's all I have for you. I'm grateful to all the Virgos that liked and subscribed. I got a lot of subscribers. Last go around, well, I consider a lot of subscribers. I don't have a ton, like 111 now. And that was the biggest jump I ever had. And it was because of the Virgo video. They had like 1,000 views, and that's my most viewed video. So all you Virgos out there, man, thank you so much. That's freaking awesome, and I'm grateful to all of you. But if you haven't liked and subscribed, please consider it. Also, leave a comment. I love hearing from y'all. It's awesome. I'm trying to spend more time making videos, but I need to be able to actually have a reason, because right now I'm just doing it for the love of it. And I already put a lot of time into this, and I don't really have a lot of time to give, sadly. I actually work and I have a lot going on. But either way, if you don't want to like and subscribe, I'm super grateful for you to be here anyway, Virgo. And I'm just glad for the view. For what it's worth, it feels like you're moving past something that was rough, but I think it's going to be all good. I think moving past the heartbreak, you have to do it in steps. Last time it was right here in the middle as the situation. Now it's the current path saying you're moving past it. So that's good. You're going to have to find this balance, and it looks like there's going to be things offered to you for some reason. Whether it be money, condolences, whether it be inheritance, whether it be prenuptial agreement, whether it be, child support, anything like that. It looks like it's coming. And you're going to have to deal with all that, and you have to practically deal with all that, but don't let it get you down. Understand that it needs to happen, and that you are supported. The universe is always supporting us, and what happens has to happen. Remember that. Thank you for being here, Virgo. I wish you a happy new moon and a happy August.